This is the Entertainment Execution Layer Show, and in this episode, I will be talking about one of the stupidest premises for a movie ever. Not only is it a stupid premise, it's also an actually made film. This is a future DOD, not even a Razzie award-winning film, and just a giant pile of fucking shit. And by the way, when I say DOD, I mean direct to dumpster. That's how bad this stupid film is gonna be. And what is it, you may ask? Amityville in space. That's right. The Amityville house is now floating in space in a futuristic shit tale of just crap. Now, I actually had to double check to see if this film was real, and well, it is. It even has a friggin' IMDb page. First off, I'd like to know what the guy who came up with this premise was smoking. And secondly, I'd like to know what the producer of this film was smoking when he decided to produce this film. And yes, this is a very dumb concept. And yes, people actually thought it was a good idea to make this film. This is the film's basic plot. The ultimate battle against the Amityville curse begins after the infamous murder house is exorcised from Earth and reappears in outer space. Yeah, you heard that one right. This would be a better description. The ultimate shit stain in film history begins when a couple of doped up filmmakers decide to put the Amityville horror house in outer space. That's a great description of this film. And by the way, if you want to know who directed this shit heap, his name is Mark Polonia, and he's also the writer. I mean, come on, what's next? The Amityville house goes to Las Vegas. The Amityville house takes a cruise. The Amityville house takes Manhattan. I mean, why not? The Leprechaun did. Jason Voorhees did. How about this? The Amityville horror goes to Elm Street. The battle between the house and Freddy Krueger. The people who actually thought that this film was good enough to make. Well, I think that they should be exorcised from the film industry altogether. I mean, Jesus Christ, I'm into great bad films, but this is just fucking ridiculous. I shouldn't be surprised that filmmakers like this actually made this film. I did a little research on the filmmakers, and when I say research, I mean I looked up their IMDb page. Well, it seems as though they are wannabe schlock film slingers. I'd put them right down there with Lloyd Kaufman, but without the charm. Or maybe even Roger Corman, without the experience or talent. Or maybe even Charles Band, again, without the experience or talent. Oh, how the Amityville horror franchise has fallen. I mean, Jesus Christ. I'd actually like to know how these dingbats actually managed to get the rights to make these films. And yes, I say films, because this isn't the first Amityville horror film that this douchebag has made. He's made like 2 or 3 others before this one. And this is proof. Just because you come up with an idea doesn't mean it should be made into a film. I want to see if these guys are going to be as bad at filmmaking as, well, how about the Asylum? Remember that film company? I wonder if they're still making films. If not, well, good. But I mean, come on. How asinine you have to be to come up with a premise of a frickin' house floating in space? I think talking about this film has dropped my IQ to about, let's say mush. A perfect example of why I don't like watching modern movies. Turds. They're fucking turds. And they're not even well-polished turds at that. And this is the exact kind of crap that gives independent films a bad name. Well, until next time, I just got one thing to say to these filmmakers.
You suck, you jackass!